So we got Hydraa.
Salutations.
So you just opened a studio, bro.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so actually, the funny part about that building is literally right as I got out of high school, I started interning with one of the older guys who literally taught like a mentorship program at my high school. I started like interning over there, and then like 3 years into it, I was like, it's time for me to have my own room. So I was like, fuck it. Put some money to the side, did the right business shit I needed to do, and got the space together. So it's a little spot up north. Can fit like nine people.
Yeah.
I spent the last 6 months really working on it. That's why I haven't been dropping music.
I've been seeing you putting work in. Like, I've been seeing the before and after videos.
Yes.
And I've been seeing how it's coming together. It looks fire. What was the inspiration? So, like, I know you said it was, your old spot that you used to pull up to, but why did you, like, all of a sudden want to make a studio yourself?
I mean, that was always the goal, right? I mean, when I got out of high school, when I got out of high school interning there, it was never to be perpetually sharing a room with people, right? Like the goal was to always have my own shit.
Yeah.
So, and I guess in the past, sorry, I gotta work.
No, you're good.
The past like 6 months or so, I was like, I'm at a place now where I want to have my own space exactly the way I want it, right? Like the other studio was using a Mac. And I'm very anti-Mac. Anybody knows me personally will tell you I'm a super Windows nigga.
I'm the same way. Honestly.
But like, I had to literally, I put the PC in there. I got Apollo, all types of great equipment. I wanted my space the way I wanted my space, and I wanted to run my operation a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say I moved around because I still fuck with them people over there. But like, it's just I wanted to run my operation a certain way, and so I did what I need to do to create my own space, and I think it's going pretty well. We just like really grand opening. We soft launched like 3 months ago, but like we got the couch, we got the walls painted, we got all the panels put up. Yeah. So it's really grand opening now.
So I know a little bit about studios, but like a lot of it's like math, the sound, all that stuff, how it travels. How did you learn how to build a studio?
Literally like talking to people, being in studio spaces and asking, what does this do? What does this do? What does this do? What does this do? And people get so irritated sometimes. But like, I asked those questions. I ended up asking those questions to people who were so willing to teach. And I look at myself like I look at myself and how I carry myself in a manner where I try to be as coachable as possible because I know I don't know everything. And I'm always trying to learn new stuff. And so like literally like I didn't know that you have to put words. You have to put a certain distance in between your panels, right? I just slapped them on the wall, but no, knew something. You gotta space them out like 60 inches, and I'm like, I did not know that. See, and it literally changed the reflections of the room. So it's like just literally being unafraid to learn more and being able to say I don't know everything.
There's always more to learn, right?
Exactly.
Especially with the studios, bro. There's so much going on. Like, we were just talking about it before here. Like, the chords, bro. Like, there's levels to this shit, and your studio definitely looks professional. Like, you definitely put it together nice, I'm telling you.
But it wasn't just me, though. Like, it was me. It was Glock.
Shout out Glock.
Shout out Glock.
Yeah.
Some of my big homies was in there. Like, I would not have done it myself, but... like I would not have done it myself. So shout out to everybody who devoted time and energy into getting it together with me.
Yeah, definitely. So let's take it back a little bit. Tell us about yourself, like your upbringing, where you're from.
So it's so funny telling the story because literally I've been everywhere. I've lived everywhere in Chicago besides up north, and now my studio is up north.
Yeah.
So it's literally a full circle moment.
Yeah,
but I was born out south. And then I was staying with my mom and my grandparents because my mom didn't have her own crib yet. And then we moved over east. And then when I was 13, I went to go stay with my dad. And then I moved out when I got out of high school. And then I went to go stay out south now. So I've been literally this side of Chicago. I've not touched up north for real. My entire mom's side of the family is Haitian. And it'd be funny when I can understand everything they say to me, but I can't speak it back to them all the time. So that's just that. And then my dad lived out west most of his childhood too. So for him to move back out west is another full circle moment for him.
Yeah.
And we were out there for a while, but that was just,
Yeah. So like growing up, did you play like any sports, or was it strictly music for you early on?
I didn't even do music early on for real. That's not entirely true.
Yeah.
Well, because I played basketball when I was in 5th grade.
You're a hooper.
My dad was actually the coach on my school's basketball team in 5th grade. And then I played volleyball my first 2 years of high school.
Yeah.
I played sports. I didn't really. When I was making music as a kid, I wasn't really super into it. I was literally just, my mom was trying to give me something to do, so she gave me her phone, and I didn't play the games on her phone for her. I was just literally on GarageBand, like just literally putting loops together.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound great to the shit I make now,
Yeah.
but that's definitely where that started. And then I like really started picking up music in quarantine. Like 2020, when everybody was in the house, I was on Discord, shit like that, and I met one of my really closest homies to this day. His name's Mozzie, and he was rapping some shit, and he was like, "Yo, you should hop on this," and I'm like, "I don't rap like that. Like we be freestyling on voice chat, but I don't be rapping like that." And then he was like, "Nah, bro." I'm like, "Fuck it, bro." So I hop on the song. It drops. It did significantly well for me to just be rapping for real. But after that, it's sort of snowballed into making more songs. Okay, there's stuff I want to do that BandLab doesn't offer me. So okay, I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna buy FL. So I spent $200 on FL when I was like 15, and then never touched it for like a year. I was like, bro, this is daunting. I'm going back to BandLab.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to start making beats. And then my first beat was pretty trash on FL, but it's just snowballing into I want to try this, and then just allowing myself to not stay in a box.
Yeah. So I mean, that was kind of my next question. I mean, you kind of answered it. You really do it all, because I've been to your last couple shows. You DJ, you produce, you rap.
Man.
Yeah.
I think that's a big battle for me right now, is to make all of this make sense.
Yeah.
Because like I have 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, right? Like they're there for a certain reason. They're there for the electronic music, and there's a very, very select few of them that are like, oh yeah, the rap shit's cool too. When are you gonna do more rap shit? Like people every time I drop, people ask me, when's the next electronic song? When's the next jungle? When's the next Naganuma? When's the next Sonic joint? When's the next Jet Set? Like they're looking for the electronic music, and so like I was kind of going through this identity crisis of like, how do I stay authentic to the fact that I don't put myself in a box while also giving my fans what they want and delivering on what I know I'm going to get a return out of.
Yeah, that's really cool, because like you're well known for the electronic sound, but you're really in the hip hop scene too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like a cool mash.
And it's crazy because the reason why I ever touched GarageBand is because I was trying to make beats for Geometry Dash. So it's literally like I started this music shit off the back of electronic, and then I took it seriously off rap, but then I started getting traction off electronic music. So like rap and like hip hop in general and electronic playing hand in hand have always been a part of me, and I haven't realized it until recently, which is why like I started like really tapping into Jet Set Radio, really tapping into like just the Y2K era of electronic music, because that like Y2K electronic music and like old school rap, they have very similar drum patterns, but they're just different speeds. Like if you listen to like the like that's a lot of both of those sounds just at different speeds, and like just incorporating that and letting them intrinsically interact with each other has literally always been my identity in music, and embracing that is what allowed me to do what I do now.
So I was gonna ask you this later on, but it'd be a perfect time. Like, how would you describe your sound? Like, it's probably changed so much over the time, but coming from where you started and where you are now, like, how would you describe your sound right now?
I would describe my sound as unafraid. And I think describing my sound in a genre is limiting, and I think that kind of goes against the ethos of what I want my sound to be. My sound is unafraid to push boundaries, because you can't. People ask me all the time, what genres is what genres. I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah.
But what I do have, what I can tell you is, if you want more, come back next week.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's non-conforming. I think it obviously pulls a lot of inspiration from those 2000s era video games, though, and like the rappers around me and some of the guys and stuff like that. Like, it obviously pulls from all those things, but matter of fact, I think of it more like a spectrum. I can lean all the way into the hip hop, or I can lean all the way into electronic, because I've made dubstep, I've made like rave music before, and I've put out rave music, and I've put out just strictly hip hop stuff, and then I've put out stuff in the middle. My sound is a very limitless spectrum that can lean either way.
Yeah. So, have you ever like picked up an instrument, or thought about picking up an instrument?
I played piano as a kid,
Okay.
but I never got good. I never took piano seriously enough to the point where I could apply piano playing into my music now.
Yeah.
I know what all the keys are. I know what a flat and what a sharp is, and I can play by ear. But I never one of my biggest regrets is not taking piano seriously as a kid.
Yeah.
I want to pick up guitar, because a lot of like my most popular songs have guitar solos that I literally MIDI in. But I've and working with more like analog sounding instruments and more real world sounding instruments, I've learned and I've realized that I could the way to elevate this is to pick up the instrument in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen like one of my homies, Stiffic. He does like indie music. He does. I tell him all the time, you would be fired if you did a show with a live band. And I'm like, wait, what if I did a show with Cause I sing too. Like I've sung. I have drafts on my phone of me singing on live instrument sounding music, and it's like I really want to pick up an instrument, but it's daunting. But just like electronic music and leaning all the way into electronic was daunting, I will get over it, and I will be better off for it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take time.
I mean, you kind of said it best yourself. Like, that next level of a performance is like with that live audio, the live instrumentals. You know what I mean?
I just went to see Hotel Ugly in San Francisco. Fried me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, probably insane.
Whoa.
Yeah, being able to like sing over the track with no background, just stuff like that is like, that's the next level, being able to do that.
Yeah.
Would you ever, like, because you said you stopped doing the piano and taking it seriously, would you ever pick it back up?
I mean, I technically have. I mean, I have a MIDI keyboard, and I use it, but I don't like compose.
Yeah.
I think really sitting down to try to understand music theory and remember and teaching myself how to read sheet music again it will elevate the sound. I just have to not be scared and not be a bitch.
Yeah, I feel you 100%. So let's take it a little bit back again. Like, how did you really even get interested in making music?
Like I said, like literally, I was playing Geometry Dash. I was initially playing Geometry Dash on my mom's phone, and I was like, I looked up how to make a custom song for Geometry Dash. Like, you got to make the song. Okay, how do I make music?
So
it was literally a rabbit hole of hearing fire ass music in video games and being like, how the fuck do I do this?
Awesome video game stuff, basically.
Bro, yes.
What video games did you play growing up?
Obviously a lot of Sonic.
Yeah.
I mean, most if not all of the mainline games. I played Legend of Zelda. My uncle beat my ass on Smash Bros enough times for me to get raw at that shit and be a sweat on Smash Bros. I love fighting games. I didn't play Street Fighter like that as a kid, but then when Street Fighter 5 came out, my dad got me a PS4 and Street Fighter 5 was my first game for the PS4, so that's what I was playing the fuck out of Street Fighter 5. And then I got 6 when it came out. And I fell off on 6. I literally was me and my homie Lil Six. We were playing a demo of Street Fighter 6. We literally kept beating each other ass. And I was like, I gotta get this shit when it come out.
Yeah.
I got it, played it for 3 weeks, got a funny ass clip, and never touched it again.
Yeah.
So but it's like fighting games, platformers. I'm not really into sports games.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, you black, you don't play 2K? Yes, unfortunately. But like I don't like sports game like that. But I think that's also plays hand in hand with the fact that I don't like watching sports. Like I will play sports. I play basketball. I've played volleyball. I can still hoop, but it's like I don't like watching sports. I feel like it's boring to just watch people play sports when I go play it myself. And that's a very unpopular opinion because my dad will literally watch every sport. Like he got a whole 4 TV set up in his basement just to watch all the sports. And I'm like, I don't like watching sports.
Yeah.
But
like
but when it comes to video games, I'm getting sidetracked. Old platforms like Sonic, I play a lot of single player games.
GTA?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not very into online as a lot of people are. Like that's literally the mainstay of GTA right now. But GTA. I'm definitely getting GTA 6 when it comes out.
Yeah,
that's a must buy. But I'm mad it's not coming to PC on launch.
Yeah,
I gotta get on my PS5.
It's taking probably gonna take like 2 years like it did last time, which is like
same with the online.
Yeah,
it's gonna take like.
Years.
I mean, they'll be alright. I'll be alright. I don't need the online.
You know, anyway. Yeah, I mean, you got a PS5 or?
Yeah, I do. Like literally, but I put it like I literally got my PS5 just for the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
This is before too though. This is when like during quarantine when Miles Morales came out.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna get the PS5 and then they'll probably because the next one will probably be an exclusive. So I got that to play Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2. But then once I beat Spider-Man 2, I never really touched my PS5 again. But I repurposed it, put it in the studio. So that's my...
Yeah, I mean, that's a good use. I'm not gonna lie, I was the same way. I got the PS5, and I think I played Spider-Man, I played God of War, and I never touched it again.
But I've never played a single God of War. I need to.
Yeah, you gotta play the last one, definitely.
I've never touched a single God of War.
The last 2 were insane, you gotta play them.
The God of War, the reboot, and then the Ragnarok?
Yeah, insane, for sure.
Not reboot, it's what? God of War 5, right?
Yeah, but the other ones were like... Visually, they weren't as good, and I think they did restart it. I didn't play the older ones, but I think that, not the Ragnarok one, but the one before, I think that was the first one of this new series.
Soft reboot.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I know you said you interned at that studio, but do you remember like the first time you pulled up to it, and like that first moment of getting in the studio, and like being in a studio?
No, because I was fried. but what I do remember, because that was my first time ever using Pro Tools.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate this so much. I'm going back to FL. And then I just started getting comfortable. But that's all I really remember because that was a while ago. Yeah. But
how far back would you say that was?
That was when I graduated high school. I'm right now 20. I turned 21 this year.
Okay.
So 20. I graduated 23. 20. So yeah, 2 years ago. But yeah, I was like I was falling into a habit of not wanting to adapt, but then I just had to get comfortable. Because like I said, they had a Mac. I don't like Mac. But that allowed being around other engineers like almost every day. I learned a lot of new things, and I built my chain like a year ago that I still use today and I still build on. So that's I remember being afraid to learn new things for the first time. Yeah. But I was just stuck in habits.
It's probably really good to know like Logic, FL, Pro Tools, knowing all that stuff, because when you're in a room, especially like for example, once here there's Pro Tools, you're gonna need to use those. Yep. So it's like it's good to know those so you could adapt in different spaces and stuff.
I think I'm decent at Pro Tools now. I like Pro Tools because there's a function on there. It's called Quick Punch. Like basically, if the artist is recording and you press play and the artist is recording, but you forgot to is rapping, but you forgot to press record. You can literally press record and then drag it back. It was recording the whole time. It's that's helpful. The way it moves the playhead back when you after you finish if they fuck up a take, it's the workflow for recording is so much better. But the bus system fries me to this day.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So if you had to describe like how Chicago impacts your EDM sound and that electronic sound, how would you say like Chicago impacts that sound, or would you even say it impacts it at all?
When I'm leaning fully into the electronic music, not too much.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think Chicago, I think a lot of samples, and I think of old school, like how every producer was a DJ and every DJ was also a producer. Mm-hmm. So like I can't. So whenever I'm in the middle of the spectrum we just talked about, I use like old school scratch samples, or like literally I started DJing last year. I started scratching myself. So that I think that's a big part of that for me. Like my dad, Eric B and Rakim are not from Chicago. If I'm not wrong, but my dad used to listen to them all the time, and that's all Eric B would do is just scratch, and it would literally overpower the beat sometimes. And then I was like, that's so cool. I wanna. You feel me? So that's the big part of my music. But that's not really Chicago, but that's just the environment, because that's all the OGs was listening to when I was a kid. So
you do electronic and you do hip hop. Would you ever like lean into like R&B or something like that?
I've made R&B beats.
Yeah.
That was my so when I dropped my first hit last year, I followed up with another electronic song, obviously, but I had an R&B beat that sampled Persona 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's it called? Literally, I was just sitting on, and I was like, I'll drop it, and they loved it, and I was like, cool, I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
But lately, like I said, I was talking about live instruments. I've been trying to experiment, and I have some vaulted, but I'm not very confident, because there's a lot of music theory and when you're listening to R&B, you're listening to the melody more than you are the drums. And I'm a drums person, and I like hate making melodies, but part of leaning into electronic music and part of is getting into that sound. You have to be okay with making melodies. You cannot sample your way out of electronic music the way you can in hip hop. And I been putting myself in for a workout. But yeah, I would get into R&B. I would get into R&B more, and I am working on getting into R&B more. It's just a matter of getting out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, I feel you. So like, who are some like of your favorite people to work with, like that you've worked with so far, or like that you maybe want to work with in the future? Let's start with that you worked with so far, though.
I mean, you did ask a 2-part question. So you said who would I want to work with in the future, and
let's start with who
I enjoy working with now. I mean, the entirety of homeTeam, really. Yeah. I mean, all great guys. But my all-time favorite person to work with is like literally like my brother. Like his name six word, because we literally used to skip classes in high school and use the in-school studio to make music. And I was just engineering, and I was just coming with some beats. But like just how like I have been engineering him for like the past 5 years. Like there's just this symbiosis when it comes to us recording that is just like I could literally be in a studio, order a pizza, and tell him slide, and we'll just be in there for 2-3 hours just making music, chilling. And I think the camaraderie was why that's such a fun process, because there's not a lot of butting heads, which is but don't get me wrong, butting heads is not a bad thing, because you want to have more than one opinion and more than one voice. But it's when you click with a person you just know, it's a whole nother level of creativity.
Yeah, for sure. we asked. So Can't Go was up here not too long ago. We asked him out of homeTeam, like, cause the fans love that like dynamic duo. Like, for the best example I gave him was Cardi and Uzi.
Right.
Like, they love when they drop records together. Who would you say in homeTeam is like your dynamic duo that you would choose?
I don't know if I really have one.
Yeah.
But because it's like a lot of them knew each other.
Yeah.
A lot of them knew each other aside from homeTeam before it was homeTeam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like 3 of them went to school together.
Yeah.
I don't know what Kango and DJ relationship is, but they're tight as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, but like they all knew each other. There was all some form of camaraderie, and I met all of them like at the same time last year. So I don't think there's been enough time to make that like one-on-one camaraderie in a music sense, but on some like homie to homie shit, I think like I can literally call Net phone and just shoot the shit with him for hours.
Yeah.
Like I think there's that. Me and Ace. I gotta have a lot of one-on-one conversations, but I think I have a good enough relationship with all of them to where I don't think that I've locked in. I don't think I've locked in with one of them more than the other to the point where I've created that dynamic. But I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm not against that. It's just that's just I haven't truthfully had the time to create that, because that's not something you can manufacture. Cardi and Uzi been making music forever, right?
100%.
That's something that has to happen on the song.
Mm-hmm. So we skipped over that last question. So who would you like to work with in the future? That's like give us like 3 or 4 artists.
Well, I'm not really thirsty to work with people, because it's like Not on some. Oh yeah, bro. I'm doing my own thing. I don't need to work with nobody. It's just like like I was saying, when you just know it's a different type of creativity. So the conflicting opinions and the conflicting visions sometimes fries me, because I'm like, all right, bro, go ahead, do whatever you want. I can't tell you how many collabs I did in 2024 where I'm like, I don't want to take it in this direction. I don't want to take it in this direction. And I'm just like, bro, this is not fun.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want with the song. I think, but just on some like starstruck shit, and on some like, this would be fire because this is a role model. Like, imagine if Lucky hit my phone today and said, hit me with a 5 beat pack. It'll be fire. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's like, that collaboration is not a huge thing for me like it was, because I've noticed that when I allow myself to do my own thing, that tends to flourish more. But I've learned a lot through collaboration. Like, I would not be as versed in the electronic scene if it wasn't for like Glumboy, Kinda Rad, and it fried me because I knew Glumboy as the Plug and B producer, and then I found out he made electronic music, and then we like got cool, and like I used to listen to his beats like that. I had his drum kit, like shit like that was fire. But then I feel like I kind of grew out of the thirstiness to work with people. Yeah. But like, I have role models, obviously. Like if Hideki Naganuma and fucking Sega were like, yo, we're bringing back Sonic Rush 3. We want you two to do the soundtrack. That shit would literally fry me. But that, like I said, it's out of very specific like role model situations, and like where a lot of my inspiration came from in the infancy of my like I'm trying to figure out what's the word for that, but like all the role models I had before I got to where I am now, that collaboration would be fire. But I'm not, like I said, if it happens, it happens. You can't force good music.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens naturally, that's the best way to happen, and that's when the best music happens.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So how much days would you say, because you just released a studio, you just opened it, how much days would you say, like, out of the week you're at the studio? Like, what's
at least 4 times a week.
What's like a day in the life of Hydrails?
Yo, the Hydraa is so funny. You know what's so funny about that?
Huh.
Is like I've been trying to tell people that ILS is an acronym for the longest, but then but then people started saying Hydrails around me enough that I started saying it.
I call you both of them. I call you Hydra and Hydrails. Just the Hydrails came out this time.
The ale, bro. Enough people started saying ales around me, and it just picked up. Bro. But no, a day in the life, man. Get up, eat, shower, and because I work a full-time job from home, but so work, and then after that I'm like, okay, what can set me up for success, right? Matter of fact, no, before I even think about that, make a reel. Usually, but for the past couple weeks I haven't been posting reels like I should, but like literally it's like, okay, how many reels do I have scheduled? Cool. Do I have a session today? Cool. All right, how can I, if I ain't got shit going on, how can I set myself up for success? Do I make a beat? Do I schedule? Do I do some more reels? Like asking those questions. If it ain't shit, then all right, cool. I'm going to the studio to cook up.
You got the formula down. Like that's what everyone says. Like the winning formula to finding a hit is get in the studio and be on TikTok every day until you find one.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Well, I have such a love-hate relationship with TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok been pissing me off since 2020, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like, I've had like 3 TikTok accounts, and I'll have my like super bussin' like cycles on TikTok, and then they'll just fry me by 500 views, 300 views, 10 views. I'm like, all right, bro. Yeah. But then what I started doing was I started posting like all of my short form content to all 3 platforms, and everybody around me tells me that's not the formula, bro. You should specialize your content. But it's worked for me, so I'm like, okay, I hear you. I'm not doing that because it has worked for me, and so that's why I've gotten back into TikTok. But Instagram has been showing me the most love on short form, just like consistently. Yeah. So it's like that's why I've been pouring all my energy there. And that was so funny because Instagram started fucking with me when TikTok was gonna get shut down. And I was telling people, I was like, I think it's because TikTok is gonna get shut down. I think the algorithm is trying to. Oh yeah, we're busting too.
Oh
yeah. So I think that's why Instagram gave me that push back in 2024. But then I had to realize it's less about an algorithmic push and just more about authenticity, right? Like I can, like being the geek I am on the internet got me such a close fan base because it's like it's relatable and it's relatable and authentic. I'm not trying to push it. I'm not trying to push an image, no matter how deep from out west I am.
You can hit the algorithm all you want if you're boring as fuck. Like nobody's gonna watch. So it's like, you know what I mean.
Rather be myself, and I've always been myself when it comes to stuff like that. People tell me all the time, well, yeah, like in real life, people like, yeah, bro, why don't you be rapping? I'm like, I do rap when I feel like it. Like that's not how do I phrase it? That's not the crux of what I am as an artist. That's not all I am, right? Like the geek, like honestly, the geeky shit will always come first. So,
I mean, I've never really. I'm trying to think like someone who like DJs, does producing, and because I was at the first homeTeam show. You performed one song, but you're mainly DJing the whole time, and then you had I think the closing song.
No, the group, there was a big group closing song. I did like
you had a verse
like a 2-song mix. No, I didn't. I was just on stage on some hype man shit. I wasn't on drop. That was League, Can't Go, WAP. Who else was on that? League, Omen, DJ, Can't Go, WAP. That was that song.
Yeah.
But I did 2 songs before that. And it was just on some we had time. Fuck it, why not?
But you weren't scheduled to perform. It was just like you guys had.
I mean, it wasn't really on some scheduled shit. It was because we had the structure of how we wanted the set to go, but then we were playing, but we were also playing it by ear, and we were like, we got like 15 more minutes.
I remember that whole venue was super fucked up that first time, bro. The promoter.
I mean, that bitch trying to hold everything. Bro, I'm not even gonna put the promoter on blast. That shit was just so fucking aggravating, bro. I'm like, all right, let's just the show must go on. The show must go on. I'm not finna.
Yeah,
bro. I'm like bro, sound check. In the middle of sound check, put everybody out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Bro.
Like I said, I'm not gonna put the promoter on blast today. Shout out to Early Bird team. Thank you for having us. But that don't ever call Hydraa phone for another fucking Early Bird show, please.
Yeah, that one.
Fuck with homeTeam though. I'm not blocking no group motion.
Yeah.
Don't hit me.
Yeah. The second one around though, that one was so insane.
And you know what's so crazy about that whole situation? That's actually my auntie's venue. So shout out to the Sinclair for hosting homeTeam's first official show.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a mess trying to hold together at first, but I'm glad at how it came out. I actually fucked my finger up at the show pretty bad.
Really?
I don't know if you remember, there was a speaker all the way on the right side.
Yeah.
I had to take down, fucking speaker fell, pinched my finger. That shit was awful.
That shit happened to me before with the tripod.
My whole shit right here was gone. I was like, God.
Was that during the end or?
No, that was at the end when everybody was leaving out. So that I'm glad, because that might have got everything like to shut the fuck down, and I would have felt like shit. But no, shout out to that. I think, and that was. I also had my new DJ board. I got a Flex 10 literally like a week before, so I got to play with the new DJ board for that show. Me and Glock were having a fucking blast. So that, shout out to the first homeTeam official show that we weren't on anybody's ticket. We were on our own ticket.
No, yeah, fire. So, would you guys like ever, because the homeTeam, I feel like Chicago really hasn't had like an underground sound in the past like couple, like think about it, like I feel like the past 5 to 10 years underground's strictly been like Atlanta.
When you say Chicago hasn't had an underground sound, are you saying it hasn't had its own distinct underground sound, or it hasn't had an underground scene?
Distinct underground
sound. Okay.
But now what I'm saying is like now, like this year, I feel like it's kind of getting its own sound and coming up.
I agree, and I think that's very championed by like Stepdad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I say that, but like I said, at the same time, there's a lot of different branches of the Chicago underground. You got like 13 Degrees and like the Y2K type of like
the nostalgic
route. You got Kale's them with the with like the heavy auto tune shit you will see from like Atlanta, shit like that. And then you got Phonem, which is very original, and it's like I just think being able to say I'm a big part of, or rather just being able to say I'm a part of it at all, is fire, because it's like I remember being in high school listening to like Atlanta Underground, like fucking Autumn Summers them. I don't know where the fuck they from. Are they from Atlanta? I don't know. But the point I'm making is it's just shit that wasn't motion that wasn't happening in Chicago, and being able to be a part of it in its infancy, and now where it's starting to get some real media attention. That's just frying me. But I'm glad that I can come into the scene while also doing my own thing. I don't have to conform to like the three bands. I don't have to conform to Stepdad sound. I don't gotta conform to the nostalgic. Well, I kind of am, but in my own way, because they're doing like the pop samples and shit like that.
Yeah.
I got the electronic shit going on, so kind of similar. But and then Kales with the like heavy auto tune shit. Like I can come to the scene and have my hand in all of those things while also having my own original thing. Because literally, I have not met nobody in Chicago who makes the like the jet set radio, the like heavy electronic shit. Like I don't know nobody here that does that.
Yeah.
Which is like wild, but at the same time, it feels a little alienating sometimes. Because it's like I remember at the 13 Degrees show. Because I DJ'd at that show that sold out at Reggie's. I got off stage. Some media pulled me to the side and was asking me about my music, and I was like very sheepish about showing the guy my music. I'm like, because I know this is not what he's looking for. I know this is not like you're a mainstream ass rap page. I'm like, okay, But once I did that, got out of my shell, he was like, "This is fucking different," and I was like, "Whoa!" Like being able to be embracing that, being able to be embracing the scene where I have such an original take on music is fire.
Yeah,
I'm losing words.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like, originally, I don't know where Autumn and all those rappers are from. Like, I know, like, for example, I know Jason's from Texas. Like,
I think Summers is too.
Yeah, like.
Well, they ain't from Chicago.
It ain't
from Chicago.
But this year, like, give it another year. Everyone's on the come up right now. Give it another year. Let's see where everyone's at. I'm telling you, it's gonna be significantly different. Like, Chicago's on the come up with the underground scene right now.
Especially with the festival Summer Smash. They got, like, so many underground artists this year.
Yeah. Yeah, a damn killer being on Summer Smash.
And then Stepdad and Kels had the truck
the
show
U-Haul shit. That Glock DJ that shit.
That was insane.
Bro, I was so mad because me and Neff and I think it was me, Neff, Omen, and Breon. We were riding up there. We were stuck in traffic. I was like, yo.
I wanted to pull up too, dude.
I was like, I pull up. We get to the shell. I hear Barracudas playing. And I take off. They damn. And I literally, as soon as I get there, WAP get that. Oh yeah, thank y'all for pulling up. I did. That shit. Dude, I missed it. Was lit. I was so hurt, bro. Yeah. And Kale's hanging off the top of that bitch. I'm dead.
I wanted to pull up too. I missed that. It was so lit seeing the footage.
John Poole pump fake me. They told me they was gonna run it back. They wanted me to DJ because Glock was in Mexico. I was like, yo, what's the word? No, we're not running it back. God damn.
Yeah. That was a fire idea though. Like it's definitely gonna happen again. That was a
they gonna take Ja Poole swag. Yeah. But hey, it happens. It's still it was. I'm glad because like my homies will tell you like I had the biggest fucking grin on my face when I was there seeing that shit, seeing my homies turn the fuck up. I was like, bro, that shit was so fucking hard. I'm so fucking mad I missed it. I'm looking at videos and shit, but like that, bro, like I am so glad that I can be a part and be surrounded by these talented ass people and like just be a part of something fucking new. Like this is like we've said multiple times. We would not have seen this in Chicago 4 years ago. We wouldn't see this in Chicago. Literally any year before 2022, right?
I think the last time you seen something like this was probably like, not saying the last artist to blow up out of Chicago, but the last group of artists, like there's multiple pockets of Chicago right now, and I would say like that was like damn near 2012, 2013, where there was multiple pockets of Chicago coming up, like it is now. I would say damn near 2012, 2013. So another question is, so your project, the most recent one that you recently released, the Groove Rush.
That's not the most recent.
It's not?
That was 3 projects ago, actually, because I did that. I did the sequel, and then I did what's the other project I just did? The Unival one. That was because I made trap beats, but all the melodies only use instruments from Pokemon Black and White too.
Okay. I listened to the Groove Rush.
Okay.
And it was mad different. Like to any like project, I'd be in the studio with Nick Got Smoke, and it was like really different. It was like fast beats and like I fucked with it honestly. Like what was like the direction you had with that?
So before that project was conceptualized, right?
Yeah.
I made Butter. Blew up on Instagram, and I was like, this was a pain. Like Butter took me 5 hours to make.
Yeah.
No, that's bad. What song on that project took me 5 hours to make? That was Shangri-La, because I didn't know how to fast beat. But no, that Butter took me a while, and I was like, I phoned it in because I was scared and I never made nothing like this before. I literally let the melody play for 3 minutes. I didn't do anything with it, and I was like, I should give myself a second chance. So then I made Cash Flow, and then I was like, people like this a lot. I should do a whole project of stuff like this. And then I started doing some research. I looked into more sample packs, looked into more like old sample CDs, and then just sort of following the Sonic Rush motif. The original Sonic Rush original soundtrack. I said original twice, but the original Sonic Rush soundtrack was called Sonic Rush Original Groove Rush. So I was like following the groove as in something related to music, and Rush. I was like, I'm gonna name this first project Groove Rush, and I'm gonna follow up with synonyms of both words. So that I did cadence, because cadence, groove, and then Rush, Rush, Storm. I was thinking like just like the big in your face type of thing. But that's just the naming. But really and truly, I was trying to think out the objective of every song was, I was like, I'm creating. Imagine if Sonic Rush 3 was real. What would the soundtrack look like? Like the first track, Rocksteady, was supposed to be like the main menu theme. Everything from track 2 all the way to track whatever Kickflip was, because I think the album's 9 songs. To Kickflip was supposed to be like the final boss theme, and then Not Yet was supposed to be when you die in game. What would the game over theme sound like that? And then I was and then I wrote out like I wrote out, but before I made each song, I wrote out what would the level look like, and that sort of helped guide me in what I wanted the feel of the song to be. So like Cashflow feels very gritty, it feels very industrial. So I'm like, let's make this take place in a factory. So like, okay, what about like a money printing factory? So Cashflow, plays off that. And I was thinking Shangri-La, like it's Japanese. That's a Japanese word for paradise. I was thinking like, just big nice backgrounds. I was into. What's it called? I'm distracted. Just like a paradise, literally a paradise. Like what would you imagine if you walked to a big luscious field, or like big or beautiful oceans and shit like that, right? It was just a lot of when I made each song, I wanted to envision the level it would accompany before I made the track, because that would help guide the vision.
That's a super hard concept. Like I don't think. Yeah, that's super dope. Like, so you basically made it off of how a video game would be.
Yeah.
Like
and I was like, man, once I finished the project, I was like, the game can't run off 9 songs. So I made the sequel.
So you made the sequel.
Then I was doing the same thing. What would I imagine the level to look like? And that sort of pairs hand in hand with how I do my music videos, or visualizers rather. Like when I post a beat on YouTube, I do the FL scrolling, and then I do the the gameplay in the background. That helped guide the vision, or not really guide the vision, but help demonstrate the vision without me having to actually go make a video game, go make these levels, because I have no interest in being a game developer. I'm not getting no concept art drawn. That's really expensive. I'm cool, but like that sort of just helps tie it all together.
You wouldn't. I was gonna ask that. You wouldn't help like develop a game?
No, I would help develop a game from a making music for its perspective. Yeah. Like that was my dream as a kid. Like I said, I wanted to put music in Geometry Dash. Yeah. I would love to put music in a video game, but actually building the game, fried.
You wouldn't give like creative pointers?
I can give creative pointers, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not coding. Yeah. I'm not coding. I'm not drawing. I'm not doing no design. No. Yeah. Hell no. No. I already do I already DJ. I make. I produce. I rap. I engineer. I goddamn manage an artist. Like I got too much shit going on to be trying to be a game developer. Yeah. So I stay very clear of that.
Nah, I feel you. But that concept is super fire. Are you gonna like do more of that in the future?
Yes. Yes. I'm not supposed to tell y'all this. Yeah. I got part 3.
Oh, really?
I got part 3 I'm working on. So
that's
that I've been, and I actually have the album art drawn for that already.
Really?
But
so do you like, you don't have to answer this specific to that album, but like when you do these projects, do you choose like for example, like a video game specifically for this album?
No, it's for these 3 projects, it is Sonic Rush and Jet Set Radio. Like the vision is clear.
Yeah.
Like
would you do like I need something else.
Yes.
In the future, like.
But I want to get this out of my system.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get this out of my system before I go too far into something else and then lose the love I have for this right now.
Yeah. No, definitely, 100%.
So I want to get this out of my system, and then but like I said, I made the Pokemon Black and White joint. It wasn't made to be, I didn't have the exact same creative process because that's all of that is some form of rap, even though it's all like sampling the Black and White. All of that is all of the drum patterns and all of the like the speed and BPM choices are clearly hip hop. But I was thinking like, okay, what if Pokemon Black and White took place in like in hip hop culture, right? And that's why I did it like that. So yeah, I have done and I have experimented with that, with the idea of doing more and like doing different games in the same way I'm doing Sonic Rush and Jet Set Radio. But I think to lean into it and give it the same amount of, not effort, but give it the same amount of curation that I did these two and the one I'm working on. I think I would need to get this out of my system first.
Yeah. Like I told you, bro, that's like a super fire concept. Like you definitely gotta lean more into that. Like
Absolutely.
the video game stuff, like super hard.
It's different. Not a lot of people do
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I've ever heard of that shit before. So
This is what I mean by being able to be in the Chicago Underground and people be a respected person in the Chicago Underground while also having my own original shit going on.
yeah, it's taking art to like the next level. You know what I mean? Being able to like design a level.
It'll be
for
wild
the
if somebody
beat.
rap on one of them though.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna ask something. Like our homie Nate, he produces and he also makes music. Like he raps.
Yeah.
But you know what he'll say? He hates jumping on his own beats. Do you like rapping on your own beats? Or?
There was a period of time where I was only rapping on my own beats because I was in high school. I got tired of sitting on songs and then going back to the YouTube and seeing sold. And I was like, the beat's sold. I can't drop it on all platforms.
Yeah.
But I've always been so fascinated by people who can produce and who can produce and hop on, like Pharrell Williams, Missy Elliott, Timbaland to a lesser extent. Kanye from Chicago, like that is all. Like I will never be against getting on my own beats because that is intrinsic. That is so intrinsic to what I to what inspired me before I got to where I am. Like I could never shit on hopping on my own beats, but I be hating my beats sometimes.
Yeah.
I be no, bro. I'm not getting on this.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. I was like, you know, you would be able to like tweak the sound how you want it, and like I'm
literally,
not an
I don't gotta
artist,
pay
but,
no Chief Keef didn't have to pay nobody shit for Finito. He made that beat, tracked himself, mixed it himself. I don't even think he was signed at that point.
Yeah,
Chief Keef the only nigga to get rich off Finito. Like shit like that is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like being able to track to make the beat, track the song, mix the song, master the song, put it out yourself like that.
yeah. That's the ultimate goal. Like you
Literally.
Literally. So, let's see. Who would you say like your Mount Rushmore of artists are? You could do artists or producers.
Mount Rushmore of artists. Mount Rushmore is 5 heads, right?
4.
4, okay.
You got it.
Fly fuck pissing me off. No, damn, that's a great question actually. Icy Twat, another example of being able to do everything. Icy Twat, and damn, I don't know. Can we come back to that question? I gotta think.
Nah, yeah, we
But no, Icy Twat is probably like, in terms of just rap music, probably one of like my biggest inspirations in terms of just being able to do everything and being able to have your hand, like being able to have your hand in everything while it's still making it make sense for what you want to accomplish as an artist. Kanye too.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel more that way with Icy Twat because I don't. I don't listen to Kanye as much now. I make music a lot. I'm way more into music than I'm way more into music in the era of me listening to Icy Twat than I was in the era of me listening to Kanye West, which is why Icy Twat being able to do everything fries me the way it does.
So, no, yeah, we'll come back to that because
Sure.
like you need to get the other three.
I
Right?
do need to answer that question.
No, yeah, you definitely need to answer that before we go. So, y'all like we originally talked about this earlier. Like y'all and homeTeam, you have a distinct Chicago sound.
Okay.
Especially like this upcoming underground sound. It's distinct Chicago, but especially for you guys. Would you guys like expand out? Like, who would you say like outside of Chicago shows you the most love? What city?
Me personally or homeTeam?
Do you first and then homeTeam.
LA and Detroit. But I have not been Hydraa outside of Chicago enough to have a when I say been Hydraa, I haven't like had enough Hydraa shows or had enough Hydraa events outside of Chicago for me to have a better grip on that. I'm very tunnel vision because my only out of state headlining show was the Detroit show that was fucking phenomenal.
Crazy.
I get a lot of love from LA just period, just off like just looking at my demographics. New York, because I've actually done 2 DJ sets on a radio in New York, and it's this college radio. Shout out to A Break from Reality, but they like those are the 3 I could really say I really get the most love of, just most love out of, just because I've interacted there, right? From a homeTeam perspective, I think we need to push ourselves out more for me to have a definitive answer on that. I mean, I think a lot of the homeTeam motion comes from the individual motion, and I think just because it's not a new group, because like I said, a lot of us knew a lot of them, and a lot of know us. New to it's new to public. Like we just dropped that. We just dropped our first EP. We just dropped a single today. So it's a little bit in its infancy. So I don't think I have a definitive answer for where do we get the most love outside of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of our brand is intrinsic to the fact that we're so each of us are so tapped in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like I went to DreamCon. I went to DreamCon in Texas, and I got recognized. People like, somebody was like, are you in homeTeam? So that was crazy. There definitely is out of state motion. Just to say like where's a nexus of a fan base at outside of Chicago, can't really answer.
Yeah, no, I feel you 100%. Where would you? Because I know you said like you met homeTeam about a year ago, kind of all them at the same time. Where did you meet like your stepdad?
In the same room. So December 2022, actually before then, like November, I found Omen, just on SoundCloud, and I was like, oh, he's hard. And this is back before I leaned into electronic music. I just was like, can I send you like a 10 beat pack? And sent him the beats. He fucked with all of them. Never hopped on any of them from what I understand. But then I got a phone call. He called me on a day in December. I think it was like a week or so before my birthday, and he was like, yo, we're at a B&B, pull up. And I was like, what? Okay, cool. And League was there, Neff was there. That's where I met League, Neff, YB Mo, not homeTeam, but just that's where I met a lot of the people I'm super close with in music now. And then I met DJ in that next month, because the Villain had a little birthday event. Ja pulled through for him, and DJ pulled up. That's where me, DJ, WAP, and Omen made a song on one of my tapes from last year. But that I met all of them just on some being around shit.
Mm-hmm. What's like your first it could be like your own beat, or it could be like a record with someone else, but like what's your first placement that you knew like, okay, this is I'm going on the right track. Like this music shit is gonna eventually take off.
I never had that feeling with placements.
Really?
I guess like I don't think I've ever had that feeling with placements where I've gotten a placement and I was like, yeah, I'm on the right track and yeah, this music shit is gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take myself seriously enough, and I didn't invest in myself the way I do now,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have the confidence I do now until I had my first hit that was just me, Butter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I had For the Money with WAP. That people love that song. We had like at the 13 show, that was the first mosh pit I'd ever seen in that song. We did that song in New York. Like that was a cool placement. Like I think just being around the studio before I had my room, they had a session with SG Batman and I got a beat placed with GMO. But like that placements don't fry me the way they fry other producers. Mm-hmm. And that's not even on no like elitist shit. That's just on some like when I got into music wanting to do my own thing and like being inspired by like Pharrell Williams. Like there's not a single breakout Pharrell song where his name's not on that. Like Pharrell Williams will always have his name as Pharrell Williams Timbaland. Like even if they don't touch the mic at all. Like even if they're just on beat, they'll put themselves as the main artist. And I had this conversation a couple times. Like that's I think being inspired by that and saying and being like that's the image I want for myself. I think that's why it's so hard for me to be not phased per se, but to be so like be so energized by a placement. Yeah. I think I get more of a rush out of being my own artist.
Yeah. So I would say like you kind of answered the question a little bit. Like you'd say like take placement, remove placement out of the question and replace it with moment. The moment that you knew you were on the right track was probably Butter.
Yeah. Once that TikTok passed 50K, because when I made the song, I was like, this could go up. Mm-hmm. I think it's repetitive. I think I'm phoning it in, but I'm just gonna put this out there, put out a couple TikToks, and we'll see what happens. If not, I'll never touch it again. Yeah. And then it like did 50K in 2 reels. No, not 2 reels, in 2 TikToks. The third TikTok kind of dried out, but I was like, no, I can keep going. Did another TikTok, it did well, and then I was like, I was talking to Pra with Flavor about just how TikTok is gonna shut down and how he's been getting into Instagram, and I was talking to Stiffic, and I was like, it won't hurt to cross post these to Instagram. 1 mil. I was like, okay, all right, this is what I need to be doing. Cool. So that I feel like that was my moment for me, obviously. And then when I was able to follow it up well, that was the invigorating. Like, okay, I gotta keep going forward with this. This can work. Mm-hmm. So,
all right, let's circle back to that Mount Rushmore.
Damn, Twat, Lucky. What are we of all time or just all underground?
Time.
All right, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it. Eric, Rakim. Okay. All time best artist of all time. Timbaland. Goddamn. I don't know why I'm looking at this water like this water like words are gonna pop in this water. Shit, I'm not getting out of this question. Timbaland. I said. Who else did I say? Timbaland. Rakim. I want to say Ski Mask so bad, but he don't drop enough. Damn.
I can start spinning out artists, but I don't want to influence your answer.
This question is killing me. Wow, I can't answer. I can't give you a top 5. Holy shit.
4.
No, 4. Okay. I wasn't saying like no, like. Oh my goodness. For real.
Okay.
For real.
One more.
One more. Okay. Artist, any genre or hip hop?
Any.
Sade.
Okay. 4 right
Sade.
there. Solid. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Would you, so like, you got the studio already. Would you ever, I mean, obviously homeTeam is a group, but like, would you ever take the initiative and make your own label and start signing artists?
So technically, right, I have my own label because when I filed for the business, I filed as a music organization, and I retroactively changed all the C and P line on my music to Hydraa Entertainment. So for all intents and purposes, I have a label.
Yeah.
But I am not ready to, or rather, not that I'm not ready, because I think I could handle it. But I am not willing to invest in invest in artists until I've gotten myself to a point in my career where I can drop a song once every so often, and people were like, "Oh my God, new Hydraa drop!" Like that's not the, like, as much as I want that to be true, that's not the reality for me right now.
So you're like open to it, but it's just like
not
it's
right
the
now.
time.
Not the time.
Not the time. Okay, type shit. Okay. Well, if you had to give some up and coming artists any advice, what would you say?
Up and coming artists, any advice? Stop being afraid. Make that TikTok. I don't care how chopped you think you look. I'm dead ass. I'm that, bro. You know how many times when I was in high school, I pressed delete on the TikTok because I thought I looked bogus as shit.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped giving a fuck. Like, there is, you will all, everything you make, there's something for everybody. Everything you make, somebody will like it. You just need to find who that somebody is, and I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like that's not easier said than done, but you'd have to, you got to do that, right? You, like, if you want to get out the basement, you want to get out, you want to get off, you want to get out of your 2,000 follower trap. You absolutely have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
Yeah, that's great advice. So going forward, you have the producing in your pocket, like that's your bag. Are you looking forward? Like, are you looking to step in the spotlight more as an artist, or do you want to like keep that producer bag on lock?
Are you differentiating artist and producer, as in the artist
like a
present on the mic?
Yeah.
I think that's where we kind of impasse at, because I look like, and I think this is why I click so well with everybody's on homeTeam, because I look at myself as just as much of an artist as they are.
I do too. I was
like,
just
I understand. I'm just saying, like, that's why, like, that's why I'm not so pressed to be a rapper on the mic. I'm not so pressed to be the Hydraa headliner show where he's rapping. I'm not so pressed for that, because I may be doing my own thing, but I am just as much of an artist. If I'm just as much of an artist, right? So it's like, I think, but I don't have a burning desire to be more in the spotlight as a rapper. I think how I have it now, where I rap every so often, is fine, but I do feel like I need to find a healthier balance and find an avenue, like maybe a second page to do the rap shit, because I feel like I'm fighting against the algorithm when I do rap and I do electronic music. So
different audiences.
Yeah,
you gotta balance it.
That could be true. The only reason we asked, I mean, you obviously do rap, it had to be asked, you know what I mean? But like, dude, like the Cash Cobains, the Kanye's, like, dude, those are amazing artists.
Yeah.
That do both of them, you know what I mean?
But the thing with Cash Cobain is Cash Cobain raps on a type of beats he's known for, right? The type of beats I'm known for, I don't rap on those type of beats. I could, but I choose not to, right? I let them be their own thing, and I let the underground rap sound be its own thing. And I think finding a healthy blend between the two, or completely separating them and investing in that second artist project was what I need to do. And I've been fighting myself to be like, yeah, no, I have to do it. Then on the other hand, being like, well, no, all of that is Hydraa, right? I'm not making a second artist project because I'm not two different people. All of this is Hydraa, and I'm not going to let the algorithm bully me into splitting it apart. But I'm just realizing like this is whether I split it apart or unify it somehow. I cannot have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
So that is, and so instead of pushing to be in the spotlight, I'm pushing to balance the diverse palette that I already have.
Fire. So what's next for Hydraa? Like going forward, what's next for Hydraa? What's next for homeTeam?
Hydraa need to stop acting like he's scared to post a reel. That's what's next for Hydraa. Hydraa need to go back on them posting streaks like he did.
Yeah.
I think I allowed myself to fall into I'm working on the studio. Well, I'm going back to school. Well, I got work. I'm not like no. This is not what blew me up in 2024. So what's next is a long hard conversation with myself and locking the fuck back in like I'm supposed to, because I haven't fallen off, but there is a reason why my motion looked very different in 2024. So that what's next is taking myself a lot more seriously, putting that same work in, getting the really and truly. I think I would be producing less since I now have a studio and I'm in there full time. So a lot more sessions, a lot more building relationships in the Chicago underground. What's next for homeTeam? Singles, a lot more singles on the way. We are working on that project. I know Kengo was up here. He was talking about it, but the singles come first. We just need to put out more music.
Yeah.
Because people ask, like, y'all dropped the tape. We want some more music. Yeah. People ask for it, so we need more music. homeTeam needs to put more shit out together. Whether that be videos, more vlogs, more some more short form of any format. What's next for us is putting ourselves out there more. But what's next for me is getting back to putting myself out there like the way I should be. But I've had a lot of shows, and I haven't dwindled. I know I haven't dwindled as much as I'm making it seem like I have. But there was a level of promoting myself that I know I don't have. That I know I don't have right now. You
just gotta want more.
Literally,
like, So it's like there's nothing wrong to want more and go to that next level.
I did my first festival last month in Michigan again. It was called Electric Forest. That was insane. Like more shit like that I need. More putting myself in positions, meaning being. That's why I'm saying, like, with creating relationships, just with me it's networking and putting myself out there. That's what's next for me.
Fire. We're all excited. You want to shout out anyone?
Shout out homeTeam. Shout out each and every person in homeTeam. I didn't say Lil Six already. Shout out Lil Six. Shout out Big Six. Shout out Zeph Nem. All my peoples. Shout out everybody in Chicago. Shout out In The Mix for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap.